Hello everyone. I am Catherine Riles, a full-time artist living in the Southern Appalachian Mountains, and I love to make videos and just share some of my favorite things over here. And it's also a great way for me to connect with you as a community, and I'm really excited to share with you my limited color palette. I make these wooden watercolor palettes myself and I sell them also. I'm only able to make like a set bunch of them at a time, so I batch them essentially, and then I release them, and then it'll look like I don't have any in my shop, but if you just wait long enough, I'll release some more. So I know that I have some that are in the rough stage in the wood shop right now that I need to get back to, but so if you're interested in these, please follow my channel here or join my email list on my website. You can find all that information below because I am so passionate about these. I love being able to use scraps from the wood shop that would otherwise be too small for anything else. And I size them down, I finish them, I cut them out, I sand them, all of that stuff. Some of them I sell with paint and without paint, and I can also add paint to yours as well. So this is out of cherry, and it's my little travel limited palette. This is my like larger palette that's got everything in it, the kitchen sink colors. So I'm just gonna dive right in and paint out my current favorite limited palette. And as always, it begins with Quin Magenta. I think this is such a versatile color. This one's by Holbein, so it's PR 122, and you get really nice deep pinks, but here you'll see you can also really get such a nice variation and when you wash it out a little bit more. So really nice mixing color. It is very, very pink, very, very bright. It is very light fast, but with this color and with yellow, you can make your primary reds. So we're gonna write right here, quinacridone, Magenta by Holbein, PR 122. Next up, this is a new color in my palette for the last 6 months or so, Indian Yellow by Daniel Smith. It is a very similar brilliance to Nickel Azo Yellow. You can see Nickel Azo Yellow in this palette in its dry form is a lot darker. But here, which means it's like very translucent, but here this one is Nickel Azo Yellow mixed with Aurelide Yellow. So you can get these really deep yellows when it's very, very thick, but you can also really wash it out to some really crisp, almost lemon yellow tones. So I love that it's so versatile. So this one's by Daniel Smith. I think it's PY 97 and PY 150. I should look that up. Let's see if I can read it. Yeah, PY 97 and PY 150. Then we have Phthalo Blue Red Shade. I feel like this color, I wasn't totally interested in for a long time, even phthalo blues in general, but when I've started mixing them more and neutralizing them more with like Indian red or siennas and all of that, I've become such a huge fan. It's nice to have a blue that's not granulating, and I like this one on the warmer side. So instead of the green shade, the blue shade is really fun to work with. It almost leans itself towards a ultramarine, and it also has like hints of kind of a cerulean blue to it, but it's the one I've chosen. So Daniel Smith, and and she's a PY15 or PB15 6. That's what I thought. And if you don't know what I'm reading, it is kind of the universal. No, of course I'm not in focus. Down here it'll say the PB15, and that tells you the pigment number. That means pigment blue. Now, onto the second row. These are kind of my secondary. This is like CMY, so this is your cyan, your yellow, and your magenta. Down here, I have Mars Yellow, which is acting as my kind of like a yellow ochre. And it's been a fun color to work with, a neutralizing color, but very warm. Bit of opacity, but not too much. And Mars Yellow, this one's by Daniel Smith, is PY42. This one's more similar to the yellow ochre I've been using the most, which is by Holbein. So I think when this tube, which is almost up, when it's totally up, I will probably switch back to the Holbein, or I don't know, look around, see what, but I like this color. Next we have Quinacridone Sienna. This is like an alternative to burnt sienna. It's much more transparent and bright, and just, I love the the translucence of this color, and how it's a really, I don't know, it mixes really well, keeps things really light and bright. It is a mixture. This is by Daniel Smith. And just a Quinacridone. Just a reminder, the names of pigments are not always universal. I've got another Quinacridone Sienna, I think by a different brand, or maybe I tested it out on a different dot card, but it's made with different pigments. It has a very different tone to it. So if you're interested, this has Quinacridone Coral and Quinacridone Gold, but the mixture of Quin Gold. So it's PR209, P048, which is Quinacridone Burnt Orange, which is a really great color, which is the other one that I thought about using instead, and then PY150. But I like this color a lot. The next one I'm going to show you, sadly, is not, as far as I know, is not available anymore because it is an American Journey paint, and since Cheap Joe's went out of business or closed their stores, and this is one of their, like, Pat's Coastal Blue. It's like one of their signature colors. I don't know that it'll be made anymore. I'll have to look into it and see. These paints were made by Da Vinci out of California. And so most of the pigments, you can find the exact matches through the Da Vinci line. They might be called something a little bit different, but because this is a signature color, I don't know that they'll recreate it. But I find that Davies Gray is a really good alternative for this. So it looks like a nothing color. So here's the funny thing. So it is Burnt Sienna, PBR7, and PB36. So it's only 2 pigments. I'm pretty sure that's like a cerulean blue. And I think another option, because I've really become addicted to this color, is like a Davies Gray. So if you really lighten out that color, it's a different hue, but you can kind of make that work. But it's become just a favorite for me, especially with sketching and doing underpaintings. Like if you were gonna, I don't typically paint that thick, especially for my first go. I'm just looking out my window at the rhododendrons, and then I love these Stabilo aquarellable pencils, and then using those if I'm just doing quick sketches. So that's just kind of, I've used this in a figure drawing class that I took, and this technique. I just tried it one day, especially when we were doing like 2-minute poses and that kind of thing. And I really, really loved it. And I've kind of been sticking to it. And then the very last color is, instead of a Payne's Gray or an indigo, I have really fallen in love with Joseph Z's Cool Gray by Daniel Smith. Another one of the signature colors that's like inspired by an artist. I'm guessing Joseph Z. And this one is a mix. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna need to turn the air conditioning back on. But it is PB36. So it's going to have a little bit of granulation, PB19 and PBK6. So it's got a little bit of black. And sometimes when it separates, it'll have like hints of pink in it. But here you go. This is my little desk, finally all set up. Another color worth mentioning that I really, really love having, I've kind of become addicted to, is Cobalt Blue. I've been working on a series of larger paintings, and just the mixes you can get with it, similar to the Phthalo Blue red shade, but perhaps if I were to make this palette again, or once I go through the Phthalo Blue, I might replace it with Cobalt. Not sure. It's nice to have a palette that doesn't have too many of the, I mean, we've got 2 with PB36, but not too many with the metal-based paints in them. But here you have it. I can't wait to show you more. This is one of my Oracle decks, and this is the Faces and Forests Oracle deck, and I just created this cotton pouch for it, and I'm gonna have some of these little mushroom pouches. I thought they would be perfect to go with the theme of my cards. They are all inspired by the landscape out here in the Southern Appalachian Mountains and the flora and fauna, and all specific things that I see and experience. And they have quotes on them, or not quotes, but they have prompts, like journaling prompts, reflection prompts. So if you're somebody that likes to journal in the morning or in the evening, and you enjoy nature, these might be a really nice companion. They also include all 8 of the moon phases, so it's another good reflection point as we go through the stages of the moon each month, and just try to connect with what those symbolize and can mean to us. Like this is the new moon card with the eyes, and that symbolizes to us to visualize and dream and think and rest. And so I just thought I would share that with you. And this is all of my artwork, my originals. They were ink and watercolor. And I think that this is a great way for you to get to know me and my work a little bit better as well. So I hope you're doing well. Please comment below, what are the 7 colors you would choose? Maybe that's a fun exercise for you today to think about what are the 7 colors that you would want to put in a palette, and hope to hear all about it in the comments below. Bye.